Welcome to this screencast where I will briefly be explaining what we are going to cover in the upcoming week of English. We are gonna work with the following learning objectives. We are going to work with something called circumstance. Circumstance is what we use to describe the world around us, and we are gonna attempt this week to get a grasp of what circumstance is. We're not gonna attempt to be experts, but we are gonna work with a beginning understanding of circumstance. Yeah. Um, the learning objectives this week will be to get a grasp of what circumstance is. Then we are gonna try to be able to identify circumstance in sentences, uh, and then we are gonna try to understand how circumstance affects a sentence, and the meaning of the sentence. Yes. Overall, we can divide the English grammar and English language into three categories. These are called participant, process, and circumstance. This participant describes who and what is taking part in a sentence. The process is describing what is going on, the action that is being performed in the sentence. This is usually a verb which takes which is basically process. Then there is circumstance, which answers the question how, when, where, why, and with who is the process going on. These are the three categories which we can use to describe English grammar. Process, the green one, what is going on, what is happening, tells us something about the participant. Okay, so the process is describing the participant. What is the participant doing? Circumstance tells us something about the process. It tells us something about how, when, where, why, and with who is the process happening or going on. Okay, we are gonna cover some examples. The first example is I am running, and we're gonna attempt to color this together. Participant I. Who is taking part? I is taking part in this sentence. Okay. The next part of the sentence, am running, are the process, is the process. Um, yeah, that's basically how you color this simple sentence in English. So I is the participant in the sentence, the one who is taking part, and am running is the action or process which the participant is performing. A little bit of thinking time, hold up, where you can think about what can we add to describe the process. If we want to describe the process, it's called circumstance. So now you have time to think about what could we add to this sentence. If you want to think, I'll give you 3 seconds to think. Otherwise, you can pause the video and I will continue the explanation with one of my examples. 3, 2, 1. So my example says, I am running through the woods. Through the woods says something about the process. It tells us something about where the process is happening. It's happening in the woods because I am running through the woods. So through the woods describes the place where is the process happening. Okay, so that's process. So this is just a basic example of how we can color sentences in English. We'll do another example. Louise went shopping with her kids. Okay, you will now have a moment where you can try to color the sentence for yourself before I explain how it is done. Pause the video if you want to attempt on your own, otherwise I will continue in 3 seconds. 3, 2, 1. First thing we're going to look at is the participant. Who or what is taking part? In this sentence, Louise is the one taking part. Okay, then we can look at the process. What is going on? Went shopping. is the thing that Louise is doing. Louise went shopping. Okay. Then it says with her kids, and with her kids tells us something about the process. It tells us something about with who is the process happening. Okay, so this would be the way to color this example. Participant, process, circumstance. Yeah. Okay, we're gonna do a last example, which will be a bit harder. In this example, there is multiple participants. There's one process, and there is two parts of circumstance. Okay, if you want to give it a go on your own, you're welcome to pause the video and attempt so. Otherwise, I'm gonna explain in 3, 2, 1. This is the way to color this sentence. Last night, Stefan angrily finished this presentation. The participant in this sentence is Stefan. Who is taking part? That's me. Who else is taking part? This presentation, the PowerPoint I have created and is telling you about, is also taking part. So what is taking part? This presentation. Who is taking part? I am. The process is finished. So I finished, afsluttet, this presentation. Then angrily tells us something about the manner or how did I finish this presentation. So it's kind of the way or the manner that I finished the presentation. So we color it blue because it's describing the process. Last night is also describing the process and it tells us something about when did I finish this presentation. It could also have been on Monday, in the morning, tomorrow, whatever. It could be many things that tells us something about when did I finish this presentation. So yeah, this was a harder example of coloring of how to color a sentence using these 3 categories. So we are going to spend most time on working on descriptive language, trying to describe the world around us using circumstance. And we are going to attempt to do so through the following learning objectives. So I'll just recap the learning objectives. We're going to work a little bit and try to get a grasp of what circumstance is. We're going to attempt to be able to identify circumstance in sentences. So we're going to do some sentence analysis. We're also gonna construct and create our own sentences, but we will start with analyzing some sentences in smaller groups, and we're gonna attempt to understand how circumstance affects a sentence. How does it affect the meaning of the sentence? Thank you for watching.